Welcome to Informed Sources on News Channel 3, where we talk about the week's big stories with people in the know. I'm your host, Greg Hurst. Thanks for joining us for this special election wrap-up edition. We're going to be taking a look at the big winners and losers in Thursday's election here in Shelby County, including Steve Mulroy's big win over longtime DA Amy Wyrick in the district attorney's race. We'll also discuss the changes coming to the Shelby County Commission, some new faces and a few familiar ones as well will be taking office. And we'll have a wrap-up of the Tennessee primary, including who will be running against Governor Bill Lee in November. Before we begin tonight's discussion, let's introduce tonight's panel. I am joined by Gabby Salinas, chair of the Shelby County Democratic Party, and former Shelby County Commissioner Terry Rowland. It's good to see you both. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we're going to talk election and get your analysis and perspective on this. Help guide us through what happened last night.
All right.
Okay, let's begin with a wrap-up of the Shelby County general election. The most closely watched race was, of course, for district attorney. Incumbent Republican Amy Wyrick was defeated by Democrat Steve Mulroy, with the former county commissioner getting 56% of that vote. Now, you know, this was a very tight race, a very contested race through the entire thing. But even with that, I think most people would have to be a little bit surprised that an 11-year incumbent could be defeated. How did you see that playing out?
Yeah, I mean, we have to keep in mind that Shelby County is a Democratic county, and turnout is the name of the game. And Democrats showed out, and the votes reflected that.
This was interesting. Do you think that this was won with the early vote because Democrats were so far ahead with the early voting?
Yeah, you know, in the past we've had some crossover that occurs to the benefit of Amy Wyrick. We didn't see that this time, and when Democrats stick together, we win.
And what happened with that crossover, Terry?
Well, I think it's a little bit deeper than just crossover vote. The Republican Party's got a problem now, like some of their candidates. But let me focus on Steve Mulroy for just a second, because that's what we're talking about. A lot of people are worried. Steve's a longtime friend of mine. We served on the county commission. He's making all these promises. He's going to do this. I want people to listen to what I'm saying right now. He's a prosecutor. He cannot change any laws. The laws are the statute, okay? If he gets out there and does some crazy stuff like they're doing in Los Angeles and San Francisco, remember, Tennessee is like Florida. He is a state employee. Even though he's elected in Shelby County, he's a state employee. And if he don't go by the letter of the law, they can remove him. So him saying he's going to do all this bail reform and all, he can't do it. He don't have the capacity. He's a prosecutor. He's not a lawmaker anymore.
But we know changes are coming. We're going to be interested to see just exactly what happens in that race. And there are more to cover tonight, so let's get to that. The Shelby County mayor's race, incumbent Democrat Lee Harris won a second term in office, beating Memphis City Councilman Worth Morgan with 58% of the vote. Terry, on this, were you surprised that Worth didn't do better than he did?
No, listen. Worth never got his base out. Let me tell you the problem, and what I was going to say a while ago. You got the tale of two parties in the Republican Party. The East Memphis high-dollar Republicans won't support a candidate from outside the city limits. Well, guess what? They didn't show up for their candidate in the mayor's race. Until they get that problem settled, he didn't come out and say, now these are folks in the suburbs and the rural area. He should have come out and said, hey, I'm against consolidation. That's number one worry where I'm at, right? Number two, he voted to take the statues down. And when you're a Republican in a Democrat county, you can't afford to lose one vote. And he had a bunch of folks that didn't turn out for him because of that, and Daddy's money couldn't win it for him.
What was your take on this, Gabby?
Yeah, I have not heard about the vote for the statues, so I'm surprised to hear that. But I do think that Terry makes a good point that there is an identity crisis within the Republican Party, and that there was a lack of excitement for some candidates because of disagreements that are within the party. We didn't see that. We were united on our side of things.
Now, in the Shelby County Sheriff's race, Democrat Floyd Bonner, the incumbent, easily beat two independent challengers, Donald Taylor and Keisha Scott. Sheriff Bonner got 76% of the vote there. I guess this was really no big surprise. The only surprise to me was that he had two people within his department who were running against him.
Yeah, that is a bit of a surprise, but you know, Sheriff Bonner is doing a great job, so I'm not surprised to see him come out of this strong and with such a commanding lead.
And no Republicans
No,
opposed
let me
him.
tell you, Floyd Bonner, Sheriff Bonner, is a dear friend of mine. Wonderful gentleman, great police officer or sheriff deputy all these years. Look, everybody loves Floyd, and I'm really glad we didn't run anybody against him, because I'm going to be honest with you, they wouldn't have beat him.
All right, let's get to one of the other more contested races. In the race for Shelby County Clerk, Democrat incumbent Wanda Halbert overcame a challenge by Republican Jeff Jacobs and independent candidate Harold C. Smith, and overcame some bad publicity as well. Halbert ended up getting 49% of the vote. Now, I know we had 3 candidates here, one an independent. Is that why Halbert, you think, didn't get more, as maybe some of the other Democrats on the ballot did?
Yeah, I think she's faced some challenges and made some mistakes, but I know that she's working really hard to correct those. And the voters have voted for her and put her back in the office. We can't forget that she's been around for a long time, right? And a lot of people are familiar with her, and has a long record of doing good work for our community. And I think she is making the proper changes that need to be made.
Name recognition certainly counts for a lot in these elections. But Terry, are you still surprised that some of those problems within the county clerk's office didn't resonate more than they did?
Well, now I'm going to be honest with you. I know, being on the funding body of the county, how money can get switched around. But Miss Halbert, who's a friend of mine, Jeff Jacobs, a friend of mine. I think Jeff kind of got out there a little bit late, but I think Wanda's got name recognition, like you said, and people are used to electing her, and that was hard to overcome. And at the end of the day, you got to have. You can't just have one person on the ballot. You got to have leaders throughout that help bring people on to vote. So I think that's what probably happened to Jeff. He did well now. He did well. But I think he got out there just a little bit late.
Do you think, because there is some frustration within the community and also within city government, that Clerk Halbert has a lot of work ahead of her in order to repair that relationship?
Yeah, and I think every elected official has a lot of work ahead of them. We are in very difficult times at all levels, right? So everybody has a lot of work ahead of them, and they need to honor the fact that voters have trusted them to lead our county through these terrible times.
Real quick, does Jeff Jacobs have a future, do you think, in politics?
Oh, sure. Jeff's been in the Republican Party for a long time. And I'm going to tell you, this thing goes in cycles, okay? And next in 4 years, you could probably see a huge difference. Because let me tell you, places like Millington, we've got all this growth in Millington now. We've got 4,000 homes coming. I mean, all kind of development coming. Those folks are going to be different people that aren't here right now. So, and as Ford Blue Oval comes, I think that's going to change a lot of things.
All right, those are some of the more high-profile races in the primary, but there's still more to come. When we come back, who will serve on the Shelby County Commission? We'll take a closer look at the results coming up next on Informed Sources.